Hey guys, I have another battle here with ShuckleRanchHand, a Twitch viewer as well as a YouTube viewer. He's bringing an interesting team, and he told me that it was themed, and I didn't actually see it at first, but as you can see, he's actually using my Dark Rising team. If you don't recognize the team, well, that means you haven't been watching my Dark Rising videos. Anyway, my team, I built it on stream like I usually do. I actually used a few of the Pokemon that you saw from my Roulette with Magnitude, in the last video, because I haven't used them and I kind of like them and stuff. So, yeah, he leads with Executor, as I lead with Doug Trio. I do not want to take anything, and nor can I do a whole lot to Executor, so I switch out into Delphox, and he's going to get the Sleep Powder on me, which is never a good feel. Never a really good feel at all. Thankfully, though, they fixed the problem in Gen 5. If you recall, in Gen 5, sleep turns reset every time you switch out. That is not the case, so I can actually switch into Delphox and burn some turns of sleep, as well as use it so he can't sleep anything else on my team. So I switch out into Latios as he decides to Volt Switch, which is a pretty good thing for him, because that means he's going to be able to get a favorable matchup, and he does indeed get that favorable matchup with his Volcarona, which is a Pokemon that always seems to, screw me over and stuff. But yeah, he uses the chance to set up Quiver Dance, which in my opinion is like the scariest setup move in the game. Yeah, it's quite scary. Quite scary. But, yeah, unfortunately for him, I do have the Focus Sash. Now all I need to do is hit with Stone Edge, and yes, I do. Thank God I decided to bring the Focus Sash one. The Focus Sash victory. I have a Banded one, too, but that obviously would not have ended well for me. Anyway, so he switches now out into Excadrill, and the only reason he would do that, in my mind, is that if he Scarfs. So he psychs me out, as I go out into Gliscor, thinking that he'll go for the Earthquake. But, yeah, he does not, as I believe, and, yeah, just get some mediocre damage on my Gliscor as I get the Toxic Orb off so I can Poison Heal. So I go for the Earthquake, hoping that, I don't even know what I was thinking, because it probably wouldn't have, it was suicide to stay in. Oh well, he goes into Dragonite, which I can't hit with it, and I am faster though, and I'm able to get the Toxic Orb on his Substitute. He thought I would switch, I think, and doesn't turn out to be that good for him, because, yeah, obviously if it has Substitute, it's probably more of a bulky Dragonite, and the Toxic Orb, or sorry, the Toxic, will keep him from staying in for very long. So I go into Conkeldurr here for some reason. I'm really actually kind of stupid. I already got the Toxic off. I guess I was afraid he would set up, but I can probably just stall him out with Gliscor. There's no reason for me to really switch. At least I don't see a reason to switch. I do have Roost on Gliscor, so I can probably just take whatever he wants to dish out. So I just go right back into Gliscor, and yeah, he ends up going for the Focus Punch, which, this is a Focus Punch sub-Dragonite. The innovation! Okay, this guy, seriously though, this is a pretty cool team. Not just because it is a copy of my Dark Rising team, except for the Executor, which I ditched for Shaman, which actually probably would have made this team better. Okay, I'm ranting now. I am going off on a wild tangent. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to stall this Dragonite. He's going to withdraw because he's starting to take too much damage from Toxic to want to stay in. As he goes out into Executor, I kind of figured he'd switch, and I was hoping he would switch out into, like, I don't know, Excadrill or something weak to Earthquake, but that is not Executor, so yeah, he doesn't take much damage from that, and I'm going to switch because I don't want to take whatever this thing can dish out. Although I feel pretty safe going into Delphox. I resist both of his stab moves that he might have. I resist Grass and Psychic, and I just want to burn turns of sleep, which, at the very least, I think Delphox is going to force him to switch, so I can use it to go ahead and, burn some turns of sleep. He goes out into Lantern, which is his, Emmanuel, which is kind of his standard switch-in. Lantern is another Pokemon that I always seem to hate playing against competitively, but it's very especially bulky, and there's nothing a whole lot I could do even if I do wake up. I go into Doug Trio, kind of death-foddering it, but he ends up just going for the Confuse Ray, which is actually kind of good because now I can just switch it out again. No one set up Stealth Rocks on either side, so, yeah, I forgot to do that with Gliscor. I should have done that when I was stalling out Dragonite, but I'm stupid and forgot. Anyway, so I go on to Latios, and this is my Mega. I've not actually tried the Mega Latios or Latios yet, despite the fact that both of them are very good. They don't see much play, mainly because if you're using a Mega Latios or Mega Latios, you're not using a different Mega, and I feel like most Megas help their Pokemon more. There's nothing really too special about Mega Latios and Latios, except for the fact they're stronger versions of, their previous forms. Like, they don't get a new ability or a new typing, so it doesn't really change who they are. And I think that's why you don't see them very much. Anyway, so yeah, I hurt myself in my confusion as he goes for the Confuse Ray. I was staying in trying to go for an Earthquake, but yeah, it doesn't work out for me. He just goes for the Scald, which looks to be about a 2-hit KO. He ends up switching because I guess he's afraid that I'm going to hit through Confusion and Earthquake. And yeah, I do try to do that, and I just hurt myself again, so fail fish. Oh well, so he goes out into Executor, and yeah, I'm going to switch out, and he's going to switch out too. Not really sure why he switches out, unless he was predicting... Oh, that's probably it. He was probably predicting my switch into Delphox. But yeah, so the double switch didn't work out for me. I end up staying in, not thinking that he would actually attack me with Scald. But he just sets up the Confuse Ray, which is fine. You can confuse my sleeping Pokemon all you want. I'm just going to switch out now. Thanks for helping me bird yet another turn of sleep. So I think I have 1 to 2 turns left, according to my counting. But yeah, he just goes for the Scald. As I switch into Gliscor, I have no idea why I was switching into Gliscor here. That was a pretty bad play, considering he was definitely probably going to go for the Scald on my Delphox. Oh well, that's what it does do, is give me a safe switch into Dugtrio, and yeah, due to a Rainder Trap, he cannot switch out, and I just go for the Earthquake, which is able to take out that annoying Lantern, which is huge for me. So he goes back out into Dragonite now, and he does have Extreme Speed. I was actually curious about that, whether he had it or not. Did I see it before? I don't think I saw it already, so yeah. He is able to take me out with Extreme Speed. I was thinking maybe a subset didn't have it, but oh well. He's going to continue taking damage from that Toxic as I switch out into Feraligatr, which is probably the coolest water starter, I might add. Yeah, he's going to go for another Extreme Speed, wanting to get damage on me before I'm able to take him out. This is a Sheer Force Feraligatr, and Sheer Force is just a hugely powerful ability. It allows you to use a Life Orb, and just makes his attack so much stronger. Now, this is also a Dragon Dance set. I didn't get a chance to set up the Dragon Dance in this particular battle, but even without the Dragon Dance, that Feraligatr attack strength is going to be huge. So I go out into Latios as he goes for the knockoff. It's super effective, and yeah, kind of really hurts Latios, who's already paralyzed, which is, you really don't want your Latios to be paralyzed. I just go for a Psychic as he goes out into Excadrill, who does resist, and yeah, I was like, wait, does Latios not have Levitate still after it Mega Evolves? No. Actually, what is going on here is that Latios does indeed have Levitate, it's just that Mold Breaker counters it, so Mold Breaker's so strong. So I go on to Feraligatr again, hoping that I have enough life to survive a Earthquake. It is stabbed, but like I said, I'm 99% sure this thing is Scarfed, so it can't be banded. He does outspeed me, and I do survive it and able to kill him with a Waterfall, so that's pretty awesome for me. He goes out into Throw as I go for another Waterfall, kind of just letting Feraligatr die here, trying to get as much damage as possible. Before that happens, he goes for the knockoff, which is going to murder my Feraligatr, and then knock off the Life Orb. I think it would do it the other way around. Oh well. Anyway, I go into my own fighting type, Conkeldurr, and he goes for the rest. He does have the berry that lets him wake up immediately, but Drain Punch is going to be doing a nice chunk of damage, and it's going to be able to heal me pretty much to full. So I think as far as this turn went, I got the healing, he did not. He's still back down to half. I go for the Drain Punch yet again. He goes for the knockoff to knock off my Assault Vest. Not a huge heal at this point. But, yeah, he's down to red health. I do have the Mach Punch, so I'm just going to go for it to finish it off, because I'm 99% sure it can finish at this point, and it does. And that leaves his last Pokemon, which I believe is his Executor. I am going to go into Delphox, knowing that I only have a turn or two left of sleep. So once I, awaken, I can hit him with a Choice Specs Fire Blast, or really a Choice Specs anything, yeah, murder him. He goes for the Psychic on the switch. It still does actually a nice chunk. Executor does have quite a lot of special attack. But unfortunately for him, I do wake up this turn, and I get the Choice Specs Fire Blast, which is just going to annihilate Executor. So, very good game, ShuckleRanchHand, and very cool team you brought. I feel honored that you decided to do that. It seemed pretty cool, and yeah. It was a great match overall. I don't like to usually do self-centered question of the days, but since he brought a team that's a copy of my Dark Rising set, if you've watched any of my YouTube playthroughs, what is your favorite? If you haven't, just you can say that and say, I'm just sub for your battles, which I totally understand. But leave a comment about that, and I'll see you guys again next time. Later.